Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Greg Harinya, editor of Label and Arrow Web Magazine, and you've logged on to our webinar, Mactac and Spinnaker Specialty, our team helping your team grow your bottom line. This webinar is being sponsored by Mactac and produced by Label and Arrow Web. When I talk about the benefits of the label and package printing industry, I often cite the collaborative nature as one of its hallmarks. Throughout the supply chain, industry leaders are working diligently to truly support their customers. That is no different with Mactac. With its parent company Lintec, Mactac strives to bring that global resources, local service mantra to its business operations. This has been made possible by recent growth and expansion, namely with the acquisitions of Duramark Products, which was formerly Ritrama USA, and Spinnaker Coating to the Mactac family. Mactac's North American manufacturing and distribution footprint is 40% larger than it was just a few years ago, and its newest assets allow the company to provide in-house top coating, formulation, enhanced opportunities in film in its world-class automated facility in Spartanburg, South Carolina, specialty labeling and custom product development in its Minnesota facility, and overall manufacturing consistency, efficiency, and security of supply for its customers. With the continued supply chain challenges facing our industry, these services are more important than ever. To learn more about how Mactac can help you today, we're joined by several experts from the company. Kevin Clooney, VP of Sales and Marketing, is responsible for all aspects of go-to-market strategy, commercial team leadership, and stakeholder relationships in the roll label industry. He was also recently appointed Vice President of North America for C-Lab. Cassandra Seminin, Strategic Marketing Manager, has comprehensive industry knowledge through customer-facing and product-focused roles. She has been serving the pressure-sensitive industry for the past 9 years. Meanwhile, Joel Ulrich, Senior Marketing Manager, is based at Spinnaker's headquarters in Troy, Ohio, and he brings over 11 years of experience in managing the Spinnaker product portfolio, focusing on specialty products. Finally, Brian Copeland, Product Manager, is focusing on the Spinnaker specialty products and service. He provides a strong basis for supporting Joel in the development of specialty roll label products. But before we get started with our webinar today, I'd like to remind our listeners who are interested in the information that they hear, this webinar will be archived on the Label and Arrow Web website. That's www.labelandarrowweb.com, and it will also be available on demand via the link you clicked on to access the webinar today. With that said, I'd like to turn it over to Kevin Clooney, who can fill us in on more of the latest initiatives from Mactac and Spinnaker.
Thanks, Greg. Appreciate the introduction. I wanted to take a few minutes just to talk about the acquisition of Spinnaker, which is obviously foundational to our growth in specialty, and give a little bit of context as to how that fits into our overall investment strategy from an M&A standpoint, and how things have been going over the last year or so since we made the first of those acquisitions. So spend a few minutes doing that, and then I'll hand it over to Cassie, Joel, and Brian to walk you through some of the product portfolio extensions and service model introductions that they've been working on and have in store for you over the next few months. So if you go back to April 2021, the first in our series of acquisitions was Duramark, which was formerly Ritrama US. Why did we make that one first? Why did that make sense for us? So there was a couple of reasons. One was certainly capacity. That acquisition added about 40% capacity to our network, and it was strategically important that it added both hot melt and emulsion acrylic capacity. So really added a layer of redundancy in terms of surety of supply to the Mactac group, and allowed us to move forward with growth, knowing that we had those assets that could duplicate the products that we'd had in the market for a long time out of Columbus and our facility in Scranton, Pennsylvania. The other primary reason was the access to film capabilities. So in that acquisition, our facility in South Carolina, world-class in terms of film on film, as I say, both hot melt and emulsion acrylic capability in that facility. but also Minneapolis. So through the lens of specialty, Minneapolis is a very important part of that acquisition. Minneapolis, again, primarily a film on film production site. Up there, they actually have both solvent acrylic and emulsion acrylic. Um, and the ability to do smaller runs, unique solutions, some peel reseal, as Cassandra will talk about as we go through the presentation here. So really a good fit for us at that time in terms of expanded capacity and taking us more deeply into film to expand our position in the prime label space. From there, if you jump forward almost a year to February 2022, we were able to close the deal to acquire Spinnaker. Different acquisition in so much as very important from us from a service model standpoint to add Spinnaker. They do things around specialty, quick turn, lower minimum order quantities, trimless programs on unique constructions that really haven't been part of the Mactac model. So very complementary. They also bring in vast majority of their customers that don't overlap with Mactac customers. There are obviously, more than a handful of customers that buy from both businesses, but largely unique customer bases buying, for the reasons you'll hear from the team as we go through here. And then, the most recent of our acquisitions was back in March. And this was, again, focused on service and specifically service on the West Coast. So we had the opportunity to acquire a facility out there the just shored up supply. Again, that idea of continuity of supply, critical to everybody right now. That brings to the total of about 8 slitters that we've added over the last 4 years. We have plans to potentially add another 2, either later this year or as we go into next year. And again, all about how we service. And as we expand and as we grow in specialty, that service model becomes more and more critical. So with that said, I'll turn it over to Joel, who's going to walk you through the current Spinnaker service model. And we'll give you a taste of some of the products and services that we have to offer. So Joel, over to you.
Thanks, Kevin. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Joel Ulrich. I'm the Senior Marketing Manager with Spinnaker Specialty Products. And today we're just going to spend a little time talking about our service model and how it can benefit you moving forward. So the most important thing to know is that when you work with Spinnaker, you're automatically assigned an entire team of individuals. We understand that when it comes to specialty applications and opportunities, you need a lot of hands on deck to help you find the right product to fit your needs. So obviously your sales rep, is your main point of contact. But say you just want to have a quick question about an open order or current inventory status. You can reach out to your customer service rep directly, and they usually have a little more, thumb on the pulse with what's going on, with inventory and things like that. So again, get your answer quickly. Technical representatives. We'll touch on our team a little bit later, but direct access to those folks. If you just have a quick question and just need to know, hey, am I recommending the right product? You can contact your assigned technical rep and get you an answer quickly. You also have access to myself and my team. If you have a big project you're working on, you want to partner with Spinnaker to team up and tackle something new, feel free to give myself or my team a call. The most important thing being always a live voice. So no matter who you call or when you call, somebody's going to pick up that phone and help you find whatever it is that you're looking for. So quick turnaround times. Again, customer service truly is embedded in our DNA here at Spinnaker, and that comes from the top down. So no matter who you talk to, our number one goal is to serve you quickly. So quotes within a couple of hours, not days. Again, we understand that sometimes just being the first to answer the customer with a price is what helps you win that particular piece of business. So we're going to turn those quotes quickly and get them to you just as soon as possible. Simple request ships same day. Same type of mindset, right? We know you got to get material in your hands quickly so that you can create those samples and do what you got to do to present your product to your customer. So we take a lot of pride in getting those out the same day whenever possible. Technical requests within 24 hours. Again, for those more, small requests such as product recommendation, maybe a product identification, or a quick test that you need done. Our team works hard to get those done in 24 hours. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule. Maybe you have something that requires a little more extensive testing that could take a week or two or more. But for those, everyday, just quick answer questions, our team will get that to you quickly. Same day order acknowledgments. In today's crazy world with, extended lead times and things like that, we understand you got to set those expectations with your customer to help them know up front what kind of lead time they're looking for. And to be able to do that, you need those order acknowledgments so that you can get the information you need quickly. So on this slide here, we're just going to touch on some of the services and capabilities of our technical service team. Our team has over 75 years of combined industry experience, and their ultimate goal is to really become an extension of your team. I mean, we understand that many converters come in all different shapes and sizes, and you may not have, the R&D resources at your disposal. So let us become an extension of those resources, because our team is more than willing to help in a variety of areas. So these are just a few of, of those areas. Let's pick a scenario. Let's say a customer just sends you a random piece of label stock. Not that that ever happens, but let's just say that it does. Send that into us. We have the right IR scanners and other testing methods to be able to identify that product, be able to tell you whether it's a film or a face or paper face stock, if it's a permanent removal. So your recommendation may come back, hey, we've identified this as a 2.3 mil film face stock and a permanent acrylic adhesive. So at least gives you a good foundation to start with when trying to determine what product you want to recommend to your customer. You may have a very unique application that you've tried 2 or 3 different materials and just can't seem to find the right product to pass testing with your customer. Send us that material, help us understand the parameters, and we have a variety of equipment at our disposal that can help simulate a lot of different situations, whether it's putting material in the oven to simulate age testing of a particular application, or we also have an environmental chamber that can get to very low and very high temperatures. Again, just the purpose of being able to simulate the various life cycles that a product may go through and understanding where those failure points might be and overall performance. And besides, troubleshooting and doing various testing on the product itself, you look to us to help provide training to your workforce. We understand certainly the workforce today is far less seasoned than it was 2 years ago. So as you're bringing on new hires, especially those new to the label industry, we're happy to either do some training over, some sort of web-based system, or even come to your facility and do some various training to help get them up that curve even quicker for you, so that it become a much quicker resource for you and your business. So just to touch on our Trimless program a little bit. So whether it's called Trimless or Precise, many people have similar programs in place, but really what makes Spinnaker unique is that second line, where it says all of our stock products are offered trimless. So trimless, the key to that success is being able to offer as little as 3-inch by 5,000 foot roll, if that's all you need. So by having such a wide variety of products, whether you need, a commodity grade semi-gloss product or a high-end tamper evident cover-up product, we offer that product trimless so that you only have to order what you need when you need it. In situations where you may have to order a full master, especially on those high value products, you may get stuck with 40 inches of material that you don't need right away. So then you got to put that material back in inventory and either hope that job repeats or you find another use for it at some point. But again, tying up a lot of value to inventory dollars there. And with over 225 products, there's a good chance we have something, the right solution for you right now. And then, of course, with our 5 slitting distribution centers throughout the U.S. that we stock many of our products at, just helps get you material quickly and save you time on having to ship material across the country in some cases. Then of course, now that we're part of the Lintec family, we look forward to growing some of those products on the Spinnaker product line and adding those to Trimless as well. So again, other high valued, high performance products that you only have to order what you need. So finally, how does Trimless benefit you? Again, the mindset of only having to order what you need. If you only need a single roll for the job, you don't want to have to be ordering a full master of material. So that's going to help improve your cash flow. By ordering that single roll, you don't have a large amount of material that you got to put back into your inventory, tie up your inventory dollars, and hope that you'll find a home for it, at some point, right? And then quick turnaround times. I chuckle a little bit there, as I'm sure you all are, given the current market conditions. But I can assure you, Spinnaker's putting a lot of measures in place to get back to those more historic levels and expectations for quick turnarounds, just as soon as possible. Hopefully, as the market conditions continue to improve, we'll get that done sooner than later. So that's it for me. Thank you all for your time this afternoon. And I look forward to seeing everyone at Label Expo. And don't be afraid to stop by our booth, 747. And now I'll turn it over to Brian, who's going to talk a little bit more about specialty solutions and asking the right questions.
Thank you, Joel. A bit of background about myself. I've been with Spinnaker for about 15 years now in several different roles, mainly in sales, marketing, business development, pricing. So it's kind of run the gamut. And now I'm back into marketing with product management. So I'm going to go into a little more detail about why we place a big emphasis on understanding our customers' applications and situations, and then also share a little bit more about the process we use to essentially help our customers help themselves. So I'll start out by talking a little bit more about why we make such a big deal of digging into the specific circumstances and details around our customers' applications. Really, it's simple. We feel the more we can understand our customer's position and opportunity, the higher likelihood we will both succeed in capturing the new business opportunity. We found that converters that take the time to really dive into the details of the application usually end up creating more opportunities because their customers really start seeing them as an expert and trusted resource. Understanding the application more in depth also helps you differentiate your offering. For example, let's say a customer asks you for a durable product in an industrial application. You can ask a lot of specific questions that might help you determine that one of the many different alternative thermal transfer films that we carry, like our Prime Scan or 3.3 durable polypropylene, it could provide a cost benefit, but also be a higher performing product than what the competition might offer, and that could set you apart. Ultimately, the impact of not understanding the application requirements could lead to a negative perception of your service in the market, especially if you just quickly chose a product that doesn't really end up fitting the bill. If your initial recommendation doesn't work, will you get a second chance at the opportunity? And maybe more importantly, will that customer come back to you again for new opportunities? We want to make sure that we have a full understanding of what's going on so we can help you put your best foot forward. As a service provider, our goal is to always help you find the best solution. Okay, so now that I've talked a little bit about the why it's important to get the application details, this portion is going to go into more of the how. So to help make it so we all speak from the same playbook, Spinnaker created a framework that really helps us dive into the details. So this is the mnemonic tool, it's Ask Spin, that helps us remember some of the best questions that we can ask to make sure we really understand things. It's also designed to help you, the customer, remember some of the most important questions to ask your customers so that our sales and technical team can give you the right product recommendation the first time, because we know that could also really help you in terms of your service. We do have this as a piece of literature on our website. It's kind of funny because many people who've been doing business with us for a pretty long time already know we're going to be asking these questions, so they usually are prepared with the information when they call or email in, and it really speeds up the whole process. So as we get into a little bit more of the details on Ask Spin, you can see the things that are there: application temperature, service temperature range, print type and processes is going to be going through, substrate, what's it going to be applied to, the kind of dispensing, can really make a difference in the kind of liner that we're going to choose, what's the life expectancy of the label, those types of things. they can play a critical role. These usually lend themselves to asking more questions. So like on the application temperature part or the service temperature part, let's say somebody asks for a freezer grade adhesive because something might eventually be going into a freezer. Really, you need to find out when is it going into the freezer because after the time that the label's been applied. Something that's going to go into the freezer, let's say maybe 30 minutes after it's been applied and it's in a room temperature environment, something like the Spinnaker BC20 or maybe the Mactac Chill would likely be better options than a freezer grade adhesives in those situations, because those adhesives really do well in like room temperature into cold and the freezer, whereas something like a true freezer grade really doesn't do well in room temperature environments. Those are really designed to adhere at the frozen conditions. So in this type of application, a freezer grade adhesive might fail that application because it's not going to adhere well in the room temperature environment initially. So that's why it's really important to figure that type of information out. And it really helps us get you a better recommendation right up front as well. Again, trying to make you look the best in front of your customer so that hopefully you don't have to go back again to try to test something else in this situation. So as mentioned, we place a lot of emphasis on understanding the application and situation, but in that same effort, we also do our best to provide recommendations, pricing, samples, all that as fast as possible, because again, we understand that that type of service improves your service to your customers. Pulling all this together and using the Ask Spin framework ultimately helps us recommend the best solution. We're usually able to easily recommend custom solutions if needed, but the minimum is only 3 million square inches. But also, what's kind of unique in our Trimless program is we do add a lot of specialty adhesives to our Trimless programs with many different face stocks. So really the idea is that maybe what you're buying custom elsewhere or masters elsewhere, if you need a specialty solution, you might be able to buy a really small amount of it at Spinnaker on our Trimless program. So that's really something that we really hone in on and add as many products trimless as possible. Again, down to even possibly 2,500 feet. Usually 5,000 is the standard, but we try to go that small. So in addition to the materials that Spinnaker carries as part of our integration into the Mactac and Lintec family, we now have all this access to even a more diverse product line of special materials from Lintec. And now I'll toss it over to Cassie because she's going to discuss a little bit more about that.
Thanks, Brian. Let's get into Lintec Specialty Solutions. Lintec has an extensive portfolio of roll label product offerings with a variety of high-performance specialty solutions for markets such as durable, industrial, medical, and more. Let's dive into some of the Lintec products now being offered by Spinnaker and other solutions that we have access to. The first product that we'll focus on is Oil Tolerant. Oil Tolerant is a high-performance adhesive developed to make labeling oily surfaces easier. The adhesive is specifically formulated to absorb oil, enabling a strong bond to lubricated surfaces. These products can be used for applications like steel and automotive parts, and product labels for oily cosmetics and food products. The oil-tolerant adhesive is a time-saving solution, allowing customers to take out multiple steps of their process so that they can stop cleaning and just apply. The video on the next slide demonstrates how a general durable adhesive and the oil-tolerant adhesive perform in the same application. For this demonstration, two stainless steel panels are being covered with oil. A general durable label is applied to the panel on the left, and an oil-tolerant label is applied to the panel on the right. These will sit for 10 minutes, and then we'll remove the label. As you can see, the general label peels right off the panel, and you can see where the oil is left behind on the panel, whereas the oil-tolerant label is much harder to remove from the surface, and you can see where the oil has been absorbed by the adhesive. Next, we'll talk about cryogenic labels. These labels are designed for temperatures as low as -320 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -196 degrees Celsius. These labels need to provide superior mandrel adhesion and reliable identification while being directly exposed to extreme conditions, including liquid nitrogen, harsh chemicals and solvents, ultra-low temperatures, and repeated freeze-thaw cycles. Reliability of both the print and performance is extremely important for the critical applications that cryogenic labels are used for, including biobanks for medical research, pharmaceuticals such as vaccines and other injectables, and DNA-related preservation. Cryogenic labels are offered on a variety of face stocks for various print methods, including thermal transfer, direct thermal, and laser. The video here demonstrates both a general label and cryogenic label being exposed to a liquid nitrogen for 20 minutes. After that time is up, they are taken out and exposed to room temperature. As the tubes acclimate to room temperature, you can see that the ordinary label starts to flag and come off the test tubes, where the cryogenic label holds its form. Tamper-evident security labels are another product line being offered. These labels protect both consumers and brands by providing clear indication when tampering has been attempted. Lintec offers an extensive portfolio of tamper-evident solutions and capabilities, from text and non-text transfer voids, destructible stocks that split or chip, and fluorescing adhesives. For today, we'll focus on text transfer and non-text transfer voids. Text transfer void labels are designed to stay on the product and will show signs of tampering by leaving behind an adhesive pattern that pulls away from the face. Void labels are typically produced with high-strength polyester face stocks and aggressive adhesives, which help the adhesive break away from the face more easily when the labels are pulled up. The word void is the most common pattern, but custom solutions including checkerboard patterns, custom text, and other colors can be produced. Examples of where you might see text transfer void labels could be asset labels applied to laptops given to employees or students, or warranty labels applied to maintenance access panels where you only want authorized personnel to get access to these panels to make repairs. This video demonstrates how the aggressive adhesive creates a strong bond to the application surface and the text is transferred when the label is pulled off, preventing the reuse and reapplication of the label. Void material is available on a variety of face stocks, including white, clear, and silver polyester. Potential applications are warranty and asset protection labels and product warning labels. Non-text transfer void labels are also used to prevent tampering, but work a little differently than the text transfer void labels. When the non-text transfer label is removed, the text is revealed in the face of the label, providing an indication of tampering, but the adhesive residue is not left on the surface, allowing the label to be removed cleanly from the product. Potential applications include security seals for luxury brand cosmetics, pharmaceuticals, and bank deposit bags. Here's a video on how the non-transfer void works. I also want to mention a few additional examples of high-performance solutions that stick from Lintec. The first one is extreme high heat resistant labels that can withstand temperatures up to 1250 degrees Celsius for use on steel, ceramics, and precious metals. These labels can be applied before or after the heating and stick to the surfaces. The other one is polyimide and polyetherimide labels that are used for circuit boards and can withstand the chemicals and temperatures for soldering. These products are used for circuit boards that go into electronics, automotive, and appliances. And last but not least is retroreflective materials. These enable long-range barcode scanning and visibility. They're typically used for indoor applications such as warehouse racking, where you can scan barcodes from ground level, and safety and warning labels. For questions on these and other Lintec roll label products, please reach out to your Spinnaker or Mactac sales reps or visit us at our booths at Label Expo for product demonstrations. Hope to see you there.
Okay, so thank you. Again, with thanks to Joel, Cassie, and Brian for walking us through their portfolios and their plans in terms of service models going forward. So just to take a few moments to wrap up, bigger picture for the Mactac group, obviously including the Spinnaker brand as well. A bunch of things we're focusing on, as you've heard, on the specialty side, but never getting away from our core business as well. So a lot of work going on across our expanded network around operational efficiency. As the industry comes back to back to health in terms of raw materials, being able to service those efficiently, very important to us. As I've mentioned at the start of this meeting, expanded film portfolio. So you're going to see thinner films, and you are seeing thinner films coming out of primarily Spartanburg, but also across other aspects of our business. Two very distinct service models. So the Spinnaker business will stay in place. They do something unique from the Mactac model, and then obviously the Mactac business that many of you have spent time with over the many years until now, also staying in place, learning from each other, challenging each other, but as the team have said, largely unique in terms of the values that we bring to the industry. Obviously a breadth of adhesive and coating technologies. So one of the things I love about Mactac is, we offer hot melt, we offer emulsion acrylic, we offer solvent acrylic, we can offer UV, we offer silicone through the Lintac portfolios. So when you have a need, we're going to be able to sell you the adhesive that makes sense for your application. We're not going to pigeonhole you or try and push you down the path of what we like to make. Because we get access to really all 5 of the major technologies, it gives us frankly, it gives us the luxury of selecting the right adhesive for your needs versus the one that we need to fill capacity. So always feel good about that you can challenge us on, is this the right adhesive? Have you got anything for this unique application? As the team have walked through, very fortunate to have a parent company like Lintac that have supported this growth strategy. And also a parent company that are heavily vested in pressure sensitive solutions and specifically high-end specialty solutions. So as you saw as we walked through some of the portfolios, we've already benefited from and brought over some of the Lintac technologies. There's a host of more activities, more opportunity to do that as we look at our activities going forward. So again, if there's a unique application, a unique need, a challenging environment for a solution, please ask us, because more than likely, if Mactac doesn't have it and Spinnaker doesn't have it, there's a really good chance Lintac would have it. So 3 chances to go after that. And finally, just an ongoing continued commitment to service this industry well, and try and understand and reflect and develop upon your business needs. It's obviously been a challenging few years. I think like many folks in the industry, we tried to get back to our core and just service reliability moving forward was very important. But as things open up, we'd like to spend more time talking to you about your specialty needs. We want to be challenged with unique applications that we can support you on. And a great opportunity to do that would be to come visit us at Label Expo. So next month in Chicago, we'd love to see you in either of the booths. We have 2 unique booths. The Mactac booth in its usual location with our happy hour on that first afternoon. And then this year, for the first time for us, also access to the Spinnaker booth, also in its usual location, housing some great demonstrations of both their own products and the Lintac products. So we'd love to see you all there. If you get a chance, please stop by and meet the team. So thanks again to the 3 presenters. I see we have a couple of questions that have come in through chat. So I think what we'll do, we have a little bit of time. We'll try and answer a few of them now. If there's too many, we'll get back to you one-to-one and go through those. And I'll kind of facilitate this. If there's questions I can answer, I certainly will. If not, I'll pass it off to the team. So the first question I see that's come through in the chat is, I have both a Mactac and Spinnaker contact. Who should I call first? So I guess I could take that. You can call either. We're certainly we're certainly different enough that I think it'll be obvious. If you're looking for longer run, um, consistent product, more standard product, then maybe Mactac is your first call. If you're looking for something a little more unique, a little unusual in terms of service model, or frankly, a little lower quantity, then maybe you start with Spinnaker. But we obviously all know each other. We've got a pretty good map in terms of here pointing ourselves in the right direction. So feel free to contact either business. Maybe if you have more existing business with one than the other, then start there. But no, reach out to either of us. We'll connect you to the right person. And similar to what I was saying about our adhesives, we'll point you to the right part of the business that makes sense for you in terms of your need, the quantities, the unique challenge, or the opportunity. So maybe not the best answer, but feel free to contact either first. There's no territorialism between the businesses. We communicate and coordinate. At the same time, we got unique value propositions, and we feel that we'll get you the right fit. Okay, so the second question I see here, let me see. Do you have any plans to merge the two companies together? So I guess I should take this one again. Probably evident by my long-winded answer to the first question, no. We do not see any reason to merge. Obviously, we are one company, but the two brands, the question was companies, but I think really we're talking about brands. No, we don't see any reason to merge the two brands together. We think they have distinct value propositions. They bring different things to bear in the market, and no plans at all. We have two very talented sales, customer service, inside sales teams, supporting the two different businesses, and no plans at all to merge them. Really, I'm the only one that has a foot in both businesses. They run independently, and that's the plan for the foreseeable future. They both do a great job within their own space, and no plans to merge or consolidate the brands. Hopefully that answers the question. Let me see, what else do we have here? Third one I see, do you have any plans to expand beyond labels within specialty? Yes. So, again, we're fortunate both through our legacy businesses and the acquisitions. We have other legs to the stool. We have very healthy graphics business, very healthy technical tapes business. We have a merchant sheets business, again, in good shape. We actually, with Spinnaker coming on board, we're probably we are number one in terms of market share in that space as well. So we do have specialty businesses and access to technologies beyond labels. And I know many of you on the specialty side are buying lamination adhesive, maybe some tapes, maybe even some graphics or vinyls, and we'd love to talk to you about those as well. So yes, we have plans, but we also have existing capabilities and existing businesses. So we'd love to have those conversations in addition to our kind of more core label business. Let me see, we've got a few more that I think we got time for. I've done the three that I felt I could cover, so let me introduce a few of the team to answer these questions.
I'll take this question, everyone. The question is, my customer likes Mactac products, but I need it in 2,500 foot rolls. Is this now something Spinnaker will handle? In theory, the answer to that is yes. That goes back to the service model we're trying to develop or have been doing for many years. So yeah, if you have a smaller opportunity and you just need small rolls to fill those needs, or if you've got equipment that only handles small rolls, yes, come to us. We'll walk through the application. Maybe there's already a Spinnaker product available that's a comparable product, and we can get you that right away. But if the need is truly there for that Mactac product, we can certainly talk that through and make those arrangements and get that done for you. So the next question here is pretty similar to the previous one I answered, so I'll just take that one as well. The question is, I currently buy from Spinnaker. Can Spinnaker sell me Mactac products? And of course, the answer to that is yes. It's one of the great things about the acquisition, about the new partnership, is that, Spinnaker now does have direct access to those products through Mactac and even the Lintec products. Again, Lintec being those high performance, highly specialized products that really fit well with the Spinnaker service model, and being the low volume nature of most of those opportunities for those products. So yeah, bring those opportunities to us. We'll talk it through with you and better understand what your needs are for the opportunity, and whether it's buying it through Spinnaker or Mactac, we'll help point you in the right direction depending on the size of the opportunity and what you need.
Hi, it's Cassie. I'll take the question on Lintec. The question is, I keep hearing that Lintec has a lot of very high-end solutions. How do I get access to these? Lintec does have an extensive line of product offerings and a large R&D team that is constantly working to develop new and unique product solutions. We have a Lintec product offering guide for products being offered in the US, along with additional application-focused literature for products like the oil-tolerant and cryogenic that are available on our website at spinps.com and mactac.com that lists most of the products that we reviewed today and others that we didn't get to touch on. If you have a specific product or application that you're looking for a solution to, you can reach out to your Spinnaker or Mactac sales reps with the details of your application, and we can review available product offerings or work with you on a custom solution.
That's great information, and we appreciate all your feedback. I'd like to thank our group of Mactac experts for providing us with this valuable information, especially as every company continues to navigate numerous challenges throughout the industry. I'd also like to thank our attendees for joining us. For those interested in reviewing the information that you heard here today, this session will be archived on the Label and Narrow Web website, which is www.labelandnarrowweb.com, and it will also be available using the same link that you clicked on to access the webinar today. Thank you all very much, and have a great rest of your day.